Welcome, dear viewers. Today, we delve into a surprising revelation about Kate Middleton. Just when we thought the dust around the royal health narratives had settled, we've been hit with another curveball. Kate Middleton, a name synonymous with grace and resilience, who was previously described as doing well and recovering, is now suddenly being painted as lucky to be alive. Quite the shift, wouldn't you say? Let's take a step back. Remember when the palace kept us all in suspense for months, leaving room for all kinds of speculation? Then, as if to quell the rising tide of conjecture, a well-crafted video was released, assuring us that Kate was undergoing preventative chemotherapy and would be back with us soon. But now, a shock report claims her survival was far from certain. What happened to change the narrative so drastically? It seems we're dealing with a classic case of strategic storytelling rather than transparent communication. It's as if the story has been spun to suit a particular narrative, perhaps to distract from other issues. When royal performance is under scrutiny, when public sympathy is waning, and when critics are questioning Kate's prolonged absence and limited workload, a new narrative emerges. Suddenly, she's lucky to be alive. This seems less like transparency and more like manipulation. It's not just about health, it's about maintaining an image, about propping up a system that's showing signs of strain, a monarchy grappling with relevance, resorting to emotional headlines and strategically timed stories to keep the public invested. Kate certainly deserves our support if she has indeed battled something serious. But what the public doesn't need is deception masquerading as inspiration. We're left wondering, was she really fortunate to survive? Or is the monarchy simply fortunate that we're still buying into their story? So we are left with a question. What really changed? In the face of royal performance failing and public sympathy running dry, we see a new narrative. Picture this. A beloved royal figure, Kate Middleton, is suddenly scarcely seen in public. Her appearances, once routine, become sporadic. The workload she was known for seemingly dwindling, and the public, they start to question. They start to wonder, where is Kate Middleton? What's going on behind the palace's grand guarded walls? Now consider this. The public's curiosity isn't just idle gossip. It's a legitimate concern. After all, the monarchy is a public institution funded by taxpayers. The citizens have a right to know what's happening with their monarchs. But instead of transparency, they're met with silence. And then, out of the blue, a new narrative emerges. The palace claims that Kate Middleton, who was previously reported to be doing well, is now lucky to be alive. It's a narrative that's as shocking as it is sudden. This lucky to be alive narrative seems perfectly timed, doesn't it? It swoops in just when the critics are getting louder, just when the questions are becoming too uncomfortable. It's a narrative that screams of damage control. The lucky to be alive narrative does more than just explain Kate's absence. It resets the tone. It shifts the focus. Instead of the public questioning the monarchy's transparency, they're now relieved that their beloved Duchess is alive. Instead of questioning the system, they're now empathizing with a woman who's been through a horrifying ordeal. But here's the thing. This isn't about Kate Middleton. This is about a system that's been cracking at the seams, a system that's struggling to maintain its relevance, a system that's willing to use a woman's health as a tool for damage control. This, dear viewers, is not transparency, but manipulation. It's a performance put on by the monarchy, a performance that's designed to distract, to control, and to maintain a shaky status quo. And the real question is, how long will we continue to buy this performance? It's not just about health, it's about propping up a system that's been cracking at the seams. We've seen it time and time again, the use of emotional headlines to steer public sentiment. And this time, it's the health of Kate Middleton, the Duchess of Cambridge, that's being used as a pawn in this grand game of chess. Now, don't get me wrong, if Kate truly faced a life-threatening illness, she deserves our utmost sympathy and support. But what we don't support is the manipulation of facts to paint a picture that suits the narrative of those in power. The monarchy, as we know it, has been in a struggle for relevance for a while now, with the younger generation increasingly questioning its significance and the older generation clinging onto it as a symbol of tradition and continuity. The cracks have begun to show. And what better way to bridge these cracks than to rally the public around a cause that tugs at the heartstrings? The news of Kate's health, or more accurately, the manner in which it was delivered, serves just this purpose. It's a distraction, a diversion from the real issues at hand. We were told she was doing well and recovering, only to be hit with a shock report that she was lucky to be alive. This discrepancy in information raises questions. Why the sudden change in narrative? Why the delay in revealing the true gravity of her condition? And why the need to paint her survival as a miracle, when it could very well have been the result of timely medical intervention? The answers to these questions lie in a carefully crafted strategy that aims to keep the monarchy relevant and in the public's good graces. But we see through these smoke and mirrors. We understand that this isn't just about health, it's about survival. The survival of an institution that's on the brink of losing its hold on the public's imagination. The public doesn't deserve deception disguised as inspiration. We deserve transparency, honesty, and respect for our intelligence, and until we get that, we will continue to question, to probe, and to demand the truth. So we ask again. And this time, we're digging deeper. We're peeling back the layers. We're questioning the narrative and challenging the status quo. Was the Duchess of Cambridge, Kate Middleton, really fortunate to survive? Or is it the monarchy who is truly fortunate that we, the public, are still buying into their story? Let's ponder on this. If Kate was really at death's door, why wasn't the public informed earlier? Why were we kept in the dark, left to speculate and worry? Then out of the blue, we're told she was undergoing preventative chemotherapy and would be back in due time. And now, we're told she was lucky to be alive. But why the sudden change in narrative? Why the strategic storytelling? This isn't just about health. This is about a monarchy struggling for relevance, hiding behind emotional headlines and carefully timed sob stories. This is about a system that's been cracking at the seams, trying desperately to hold itself together. And while we're at it, let's not forget the real victim here, Kate Middleton. If she truly battled something serious, she deserves our support and our empathy. What she doesn't deserve is to be used as a pawn in a game of chess, where the stakes are high and the players are ruthless. The public, too, doesn't deserve this. We don't deserve to be manipulated, to be led on a wild goose chase. We don't deserve to be fed half-truths and strategic narratives. We deserve transparency, honesty, and the whole truth. So, let's question, let's challenge, let's think critically about the news we consume. Let's read between the lines and look beyond the headlines. Because sometimes the real story isn't what's being told, but what's being hidden. Was she really fortunate to survive? Or is the monarchy just fortunate we're still buying the story? Like, share and subscribe for more royal truth bombs. The narrative we've been fed is a complex one, a royal tapestry woven with threads of half-truths and intricate patterns of manipulation. But here, we unravel that tapestry, thread by thread, exposing the raw fabric of truth beneath the ornate surface. We've journeyed together today, through the labyrinth of royal health reports, questioning the convenient timing of news releases and the strategic storytelling. We've scratched beneath the surface of royal performance, peering into the cracks of a system that's been teetering on the edge of relevance, propped up by emotional headlines and carefully timed sob stories. Our purpose is not to cast shadows on the character of individuals, but rather to shine a light on the system that surrounds them, a system that all too often plays puppeteer, manipulating narratives for its own gain. In this era of information overload, it's easy to accept the stories we're told at face value, to swallow the narratives we're fed without a second thought. But here we urge you to think critically, to question, to dissect, to dig deeper. We encourage you not just to consume information, but to truly digest it, to understand it, to question it. Let's not just be passive receivers of news, but active participants in the quest for truth. Let's not just accept the stories we're told, but challenge them, question them, unravel them. We ask you, our viewers, to share this journey with us, to spread the word, to share this video with your networks. Let's foster a community that doesn't just passively accept, but actively questions, that doesn't just consume, but critically analyzes. And most importantly, let's continue to seek truth, to peel back the layers of narrative, to expose the raw fabric beneath the ornate tapestry. Thank you for watching. We don't spin, we expose.